House may vote today. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and what President Trump has called one big, beautiful bill, a budget resolution that includes a lot of his agenda with increased funding for border security and the military and extending the tax cuts from his first term set to expire this year. House Speaker Mike Johnson says,
"They'll get there. We're going to get everybody there. This is a prayer request. Just pray this through for us because it is very high stakes, and everybody knows that."
Johnson also told an Americans for Prosperity event yesterday that he hopes for final approval in April and then work things out with the Senate. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports.
House Democrats are planning to stay united ahead of this budget resolution vote. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries hoping their pressure campaign and the threat of voter backlash will push some Republicans to vote no on this budget blueprint. But it's not clear at this point if Republicans can even smooth the divisions within their own conference to advance this framework, which calls for $1.5 trillion in spending cuts and more than $4 trillion in tax cuts.
And this could be trouble for Republicans. 3 GOP lawmakers have suggested they'll vote no. And with such a slim majority, that would reject the resolution. The deadline's passed for federal workers to reply to that email spurred by Doge's Elon Musk that demanded they list 5 accomplishments on the job last week, though the Office of Personnel Management told them yesterday it was only voluntary to reply, and some federal agencies told employees not to. President Trump praised Musk's effort.
I think it was actually, there was a lot of genius in sending it. We're trying to find out if people are working.
Musk posted on X last night, those who didn't reply will get a second chance, and failure to respond again will result in termination. Now back to the president. He focused on ending the war in Ukraine on the day marking 3 years since Russia's invasion.
This is the right time. It may be the only time, you know.
And as he met with French President Emmanuel Macron at the White House.
President Trump is a game changer.
Now, the President, Trump, insists Europe must work to ensure Ukraine's security in a peace agreement, and the president suggested Russia would allow European peacekeepers. America's listening to Fox News.
Fox News Audio presents the Fox Nation Investigates podcast, Evil Next Door, exploring the life and crimes of 5 serial predators from across the United States.
It's a very disturbing case.
In never-before-heard interviews and first-hand perspectives.
Described as pure evil. That's a good description.
The Fox Nation Investigates podcast, Evil Next Door. Listen and follow now at foxtruecrime.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts. From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
I'm Dana Perino, and this is Perino on Politics. A war of words. President Trump defends his first month in office against the rebelling Democratic Party. 1 month into his presidency, should Americans be concerned about inflation? For all of this and more, I'm joined by my friend, Executive Vice President at Targeted Victory, Matt Gorman. Available now on FoxNewsPodcast.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Must listen to podcasts from Fox News Audio.
While the new Trump administration beefs up border security while also working to deport illegal immigrants who are security threats or committing crimes, there is a new group of migrants who could soon be shipped out after robberies on freight trains in Arizona and California.
In one of the brazen robberies, the thieves cut an air brake hose on a freight train and made off with more than 1,900 pair of unreleased Nikes worth more than $440,000. Cops say they've identified at least 10 such heists and have arrested 11 people, 10 of whom were Mexicans in the United States illegally. The 11th is a Mexican seeking asylum in the United States. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
And speaking of Arizona, as border agents also work to stop drug smuggling, there's a new way to deal with that in that state.
State Attorney General Chris Mays says the legislation would aim to combat Mexican cartels bringing fentanyl into Arizona via drones. She says the potential legislation would enact a law
that would allow our local law enforcement to shoot these drones down or to disable them with what are called drone jammers.
Mays says that more than half of the fentanyl seized in the U.S. over the last 2 years has been collected in Arizona. She says if the bill passes, it could have a very positive effect.
These are lives saved every time we take down one of these drones.
However, Mays says there is a big need for more DEA agents along the border to help find and prosecute fentanyl dealers. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
Another store is going away. Joann will go out of business. The fabric and crafts retailer, which filed for bankruptcy last month. Joann tried to restructure, but now plans to liquidate and close all locations across the country. On Wall Street, stock futures are falling after a mixed day when the Dow gained 33 points, but the NASDAQ dropped again, losing 237. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The Tennessee Highway Patrol has made an arrest related to a hit-and-run crash on February 13th in Putnam County. 39-year-old Cherry C. Bueller faces a charge of leaving the scene of an accident. That accident happened on Dodson Branch Road near the Shipley Road intersection. The Highway Patrol says Bueller was driving a Nissan Altima when she allegedly struck and injured a man riding a motorized bicycle. She left the scene before authorities arrived. Tennessee Tech, once again, the top producer of teachers in the volunteer state. That, according to the State Board of Education's 2025 Educator Preparation Report Card. Figures released last week show Tech's College of Education and Human Sciences totaled 780 teacher candidates in its 3-year cohort, besting runner-ups UT Martin, MTSU, and UT Knoxville. The Livingston-Overton County Chamber of Commerce looking for a new president. Former President Shannon Cantrell announced her resignation earlier this month. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. It is 6:06. Today is Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
The 25th of February.
A high today in the low 60s, so I love the sound of that. Sunny skies by the afternoon. We've got 37 at the moment.
A few things you need to know. This is cool. The Cattlemen's Association and the Beef Industry Council trying to get some younger people involved, so they've started the it's a young professionals program, and Stephen Jones of Fentress County has been chosen to serve. So congratulations to Stephen and working in the cattle business in the beef industry. That's a little known big business here in the Upper Cumberland.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot
they do a lot for the community too.
Yes, I mean,
yes.
I'm just wanting to give them their props. You know, they're out there. They're not doing the factory farming thing. they're farming cows like you farm cows, like we have been for hundreds of years, and they're doing it the right way. A lot of these farmers are in the Upper Cumberland. So, way to go, Stephen Jones. Proud of you.
Well, also congratulations to Michelle Young. She was featured on the employee spotlight of the city of Cookeville. She is the fantastic safety coordinator. She has a heart for the people she serves, and she has been a part of the team for the city of Cookeville for 19 years.
Wow, good for her.
So congratulations, and thank you for doing such a great job.
The Cookeville Planning Commission met last night about the what the focus of 2025 needs to be. There's several that they're going to focus on. One of them, the main one that got brought up, is parking in downtown.
Yes.
Which is kind of a pain.
It's hard to find.
Well, if you know where to park, you can find a parking spot.
True.
But if you're here visiting, or maybe you don't come to town much,
just traveling through,
it is hard to know.
It would be very confusing, I would think.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that is a good thing for them to do.
Yeah. Well, I found out this yesterday. CC's Pizza in Cookeville is closing.
Yeah, what's up with that? Do you know?
No, they left a note on the door, and someone sent me that. It said, "We would like to thank all of you for the years here to service the community. However, we have made the difficult decision to permanently close this CC's Pizza. We've been struggling with the economic downturn and the growing expenses of business. We would like to express our sincere gratitude." So today is their last day to be open.
Really?
At CC's Pizza.
Well, I wish I could
Today's
say.
the 23rd, right?
No,
wait.
today's the 25th.
Oh, I'm sorry. 23rd. I'm sorry. That was last week then, but the last
over
day
the weekend.
was 23rd.
been
So that's
Sunday.
Sunday. That's Sunday, but they're closed now. I mean, that
my
was pretty
gosh.
quick because they left like a day or two notice on that. But
Oh, I hate that.
that's sad.
Yeah,
There's so many businesses that
I know.
closing lately.
I'm over here. Gosh, that's sad. And I thought I've never even been there.
You hadn't been to Cece's?
I've never had a Cece's pizza.
They had
I'm not
buffet style like the old Pizza Huts used
Oh,
to.
really?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Well, I wish I'd gone.
Yeah.
I'm not a pizza guy though, so
You don't hate pizza, but
I don't hate pizza. I love to eat pizza, but pizza hates me eating it.
yeah.
So I
It
try to
depends on
stay
the
away
sauce for me. The sauce gives me indigestion if it's got a lot of tomato and garlic in it. But I love both of those.
I hate that for Cece's.
Me too.
All right, some save the dates. In case you're wondering, the last day of school in Putnam County is May 30th.
That seems later.
Well, I got I don't think so. May, that's about right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just thought the second week of May they usually close. So
The as far as graduation ceremonies, Putnam County will be Friday, May 23rd. No, that's wrong. Let's see here. Cookeville's going to be Friday or Saturday, May 24th at Cookeville High School at 10 a.m. No, that's going to be at Tech at Hooper Evelyn. So Cookeville graduation, 10 a.m. Saturday, May 24th at Hooper Evelyn. There, finally got that right. Friday, May 23rd, Upperman High School, 6 p.m. That's going to be at Hooper Evelyn. Monterey, Saturday, May 24th at 4 o'clock at Monterey High School. So there we go. So last day of school is going to be before graduation. No, it's not. Guys,
Jason, I'll let you look at that while I go on to the
I woke up late this morning and it has thrown me for a loop. Of course it's not. Those dates are in the 20s.
It's okay.
Of course it's not. May 30th is after all of those dates.
Yeah, it is. It is. It'll be all right.
You're in charge from here on out.
We're in trouble. Also, I want to say the Upper Cumberland Human Resource Agency, they have announced two new board members. It is Jeff Mason, Smith County Mayor. He was appointed chairman of both boards for UCHRA and UCDD. And Alan Foster, Cumberland County Mayor, was appointed vice chairman. Now, these appointments followed the passing of Randy Hetty in January, so they had to have new board members because Randy did so much in the community. He worked with Upper Cumberland Development District, and of course, he was the Overton County Mayor. No, excuse me, Jackson County Mayor. And he will definitely be missed.
Absolutely. Well, that's all I've got. Probably all I'm qualified to do this morning.
Well, I wanted to mention the passing of yours and my good friend and somebody that just really did so much in the community, and that's Nancy Knowlton. We'd worked in radio with her. A long time when my husband and I first moved to Cookeville in 1991, we worked at WHUB, and when it was on Spring Street, and she sold. She was one of the sales representatives there, and she was one of the first people that I met in Cookeville, along with all the staff there. And then she moved on to work at the Crisis Pregnancy Center, and then Hope Adoption Center was where she was currently working.
Yeah, she had a big heart. She's my Sunday school teacher for a bunch of years when I was a kid too.
Did some great work, though. I mean, she gave her entire life to the Lord.
Yeah,
she really did, and was always. I even remember she put together a program, a Christmas program, and she acted in all of the scenes and wrote it, and just played the Mother Mary, and just Nancy just did so much for the community, and she will definitely be missed.
Never a bad word.
No, never a bad word about her. Right. Never said a bad word about anybody. Just Just put
angels
forward
will
love.
be rejoicing when Nancy Knowlton walks through those pearly gates.
Yeah, I said
tell you
there's a special spot for
That's
her.
100%.
Yeah,
She'll be missed bad.
So, well,
All right, well, I guess after that, we'll get into your 2 cents.
yeah, your 2 cents. Now we're going to amusement parks. Nancy would like that.
I think so. I think she'd get a kick out of that.
Anyway, your 2 cents is brought to you by Freedom Pawn. They're located in Sparta, and they have everything you need: guns and ammo, guitars and bows and arrows, jewelry.
Great
You need to
pawn
check
shop.
them out. What's the worst amusement park ride, and why do you think so? To me, I'll tell you, I like the what's it, upside down roller coasters.
Yeah.
Upside down.
I like the
But
roller coasters.
I don't like the little, like the kids stuff that you get into, like the planes, the little planes, because they pop, and I don't like cables. Okay, they pop and squeak.
This isn't really an amusement park. It's kind of. I mean, they have them at amusement parks, but my favorite all-time ride is the Scrambler.
Really?
Always loved the Scrambler. Always
But you
thought
can't
it was-
think of any you don't like, huh? You didn't like It's a Small World at Disney
I
because it
don't
drove
like
you
it.
nuts.
I also don't like the roller coasters like that one in Dollywood where you're flying.
I love those.
I do not like that. Nope.
He don't like anything about flying, whether it's an airplane or his body
Against that.
in an amusement park flying.
And I do like the old wooden roller coaster at
They knock you around like crazy.
Lake Winnepesaukah, but my wife Donna hates it.
It'll sling you around. It'll jar you.
She gets all
But they're
tore
beautiful.
up. Yeah. I mean, it's fine with me, but it hurts her neck and
Yes.
shoulders and stuff. So
You know what? I probably couldn't get on it after my last wreck because I have a neck problem. But I love roller coasters.
oh yeah.
But
You
I
know
probably
what?
wouldn't.
I love Lake Winnie.
Lake Winnie is underrated, isn't it?
I don't know if it's because my grandparents took me there when I was a kid because they lived in Chattanooga. So
It's not real huge either.
no, but
It's big enough to have fun
yeah, and
without having to.
and their water
worn
park's
out.
pretty cool too.
Yeah, it is.
But I love Lake Winnie. Always have. I love their, the ride where you splash.
Yes.
Flume zoom.
Yes, the
Love
flume zoom's awesome.
Love the flume zoom.
Right, reminds me of being a kid.
I have a real embarrassing story to tell that
Oh, we
involves
need to
the
hear
flume.
that.
So, we were going to Lake Winnepesaukah. My grandparents took me. And, so, we were getting in, we were buying the tickets. I'd go to the bathroom real bad. There's bathrooms as soon as you walk in.
Yeah.
I didn't make it.
Uh-oh.
And I wet myself.
Uh-huh.
My grandpa said, well, looks like you wet yourself. And he had this big, deep voice, everybody could hear it. And I was like, yeah,
I didn't make it. I'm just a kid,
I'm just
Grandpa.
a kid. And so anyway, he looked over and he saw the flume zoom. He said, we'll take care of that right now.
That sounds like you as a grandfather. We'll take care of that right now.
Got on the flume zoom set where we'd get the wettest and walked out of that thing like I'd never peed my pants at all.
Like, thanks, Grandpa.
That was some smart thinking.
It sounds like something you'd do with your grandkids.
100%. I thought that is some smart stuff. Your 2 cents, that's coming up here in just a little bit, so stick with us. It's Good Morning Cookeville, live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
When it comes to home services,
The Pioneer Man can.
some people ask me, Pioneer Man, who should I call to fix a blown outlet? Well, let's just say when the electric eels at the aquarium are sick, they don't call a veterinarian, they call me, and so should you.
Pioneer has licensed expert electricians standing by to repair your blown outlets and keep your home protected from surges. Trust your frontier to Pioneer. Visit pioneercomfort.com for details.
The Pioneer Man can.
Hey Golden Eagle fans, it's your head women's basketball coach, Kim Roseman. Join us for an action-packed night at the Hooper Ebelin Center Thursday, February 27th versus Western Illinois at 5:30 p.m. with Coach Pelfrey and our men's team to follow. Come watch us battle it out on the court and help us secure another home win. Don't miss a moment of the action this season. Get your tickets today at ttusports.com or call the ticket office at 931-372-3940. Let's pack the hoop and make this season unforgettable. Wings up.
Call Amanette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
Over 50 years and still going strong and growing. With American Way, you'll gain the knowledge and skills necessary to thrive in today's market. We provide realtors the tools they need to succeed, so this essentially adds up to success for the agents. If you are willing to work, we can make it happen for you. We also have a very family-oriented culture with a focus on productivity. Give me a call. I'm William Baugh, 931-310-6291.
American Way Real Estate, 710 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio, also live on Hub Plus on Roku, channel 192 on Twin Lakes TV, channel 192 on Spectrum Cable. Of course, on Facebook, you can find us, and on YouTube, and the oldest radio station in the Upper Cumberland.
Yes.
83 years of broadcasting excellence, 1400 and 1077 The Hub.
That was so good. I can't follow that.
It's 622 now.
Oh, that's amazing, Jason. That was real good. Sorry, I was in like, that's so good, Jason. You're doing so good.
Hey, some great high school basketball games last night on Hub Plus.
Oh, yeah.
And we got the boys this afternoon. So if you want to watch some high school basketball, believe the first game comes on at 5:30 or 6. I'll double check that. We'll actually, I think Jacob's got it in sports coming up at the bottom of the hour.
Okay, good to know. Also, our guests today will be Tara Ballinger with Duck Pond Manor. Find out what they've got going on. They're expanding. Mm-hmm. Maybe not right at Duck Pond, but we'll ask her about that. Okay. We'll get into some of her other endeavors. And then Emily Boucher.
I'm going Boucher.
Okay, anyway, sorry, Emily. I'll try not to sing to you when you come in. She's going to be here at 7:30. The new owner of the Borden Jewelry building. I'll try to put building and jewelry together as one word. We're on the struggle bus this morning.
Well, you keep explaining your struggle bus, though.
Mine is just maybe a me.
All right, your 2 cents is we're doing that right now. It's brought to you by our friends over at Freedom Pond. They're at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta.
What's the worst amusement park ride, and why do you think it's so bad or rough?
Well, the ones I do hate are the ones, the water rides where you don't get wet. You just float on the water.
I like those.
Because the water smells really weird.
Now that is true. It smells all moldy and nasty.
I can't think of anything but what's in this water.
How many have got it splashed on them?
Right.
And then it's back there.
What kind of Wuhan microbes are in this?
What kind of funk is in this water?
Right. I don't think that when I'm at the lake.
But you know it's the same. But then again, it seems like a moving.
It seems weirder at the.
It does, because it's more stagnant, I think.
So I don't like those. Well, I know.
What's funny is if I ask why you don't like it, Jason goes into extreme detail.
Because of the stank. There you go.
I knew that's what it was.
We'll keep it simple. Stank.
What's the worst amusement park ride and why do you not like it? Johnny Ferguson, I love his answers all the time. The merry-go-round. If it was so merry, why were little kids always crying when they were riding on it?
I love the merry-go-round, and my grandkids loved it.
I just think he's being funny.
Yeah.
Russell said the old Skyliner roller coaster that was at the Nashville Fairgrounds. My cousin Susan rode it with me when we were kids. Still makes fun of me for getting sick afterwards. That sounds like a good memory. Except the sick part. Angela said anything that goes in a circle and spins, it makes me dizzy, nauseous, and I stay that way for a few days.
So not the big swings that swing out.
Oh, I like the swings.
I like the swings.
It's great.
Yeah. I am. There is always that chance one's going to come loose.
Well, then I won't ever get on them again.
Well.
Gosh, you just ruined the party.
I don't ruin it. I'm just telling you, you know.
That's why I don't like the cables. There's always a chance one of them's going to break. They're
Right.
holding a lot.
That's my fear of the bungee jump things like in Gatlinburg.
Yes.
They didn't measure right.
Ooh, and then I'm going to hit my head on that ground going down so fast. I've thought that too.
Right.
Oh. Some elevators, if they pop, I don't like it. I don't like that popping sound of the cables. It sounds like it's pretty rough on them.
It sounds like it's going to break.
Ooh, I don't like it. I'm making me nervous just thinking about it. I'm actually got cold chills. Toby said bumper cars. You didn't like bumper cars? He said because I always get the worst car.
Dude, they're all the same.
Maybe it was operator error.
Yeah, if you don't know how to turn that wheel right, it's all in the steering wheel. It's not in how hard you press the gas part.
No.
It's in the steering wheel.
It sure is.
You gotta, dude, I'm blaming that on you.
It's operator error.
Right.
Remember when we did what was it, little cars? What's the little cars that go just round and round when there was a track?
Go-kart?
Go-kart. I was thinking, I said, Robin is racing. I didn't know how competitive I was until I got into those.
Yeah, they don't like that.
Well,
that's not that place up in Crossville.
I didn't get in trouble, but my coworkers didn't like it.
Yeah.
I'm like, Robin's racing, boys. Let's go. And I'm like, they're like, settle down, Sheila, settle down. I'm like, y'all are no fun.
Yeah, they were mean to you. You're just trying to win.
Right. Tex says anything that goes in circles. There's a lot of people get sick off of those kind of things.
Donald, she's not. She wanted to go in circles. If I want to ride any of those rides, I got to ride them. Like
no circles.
Either got to, kid got to be with us or no circles.
I think it's the ones that normally get motion sickness anyway.
Yeah.
Because my husband gets motion sickness. He don't like the circle. And I don't know why some people get motion sickness and others don't, but
yeah.
I know it's miserable. Matthew said the zipper makes him sick. Roller coasters for Pam. She said it jerks you too hard. Killed my neck.
Yeah. It depends. I mean, if you get on the ones that like Disney, they're pretty smooth.
Yeah, they really are.
Except for
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain.
I like Space Mountain too.
It'll jerk you around.
But I probably wouldn't go now.
I've heard they've redone it
to make it more smooth.
Yeah.
I don't remember it jerking me around too much. I just remember it going real fast.
Yeah, it jerk you around.
But for me, I don't know why, but the anticipation's not as bad because there's a lot of it in the dark.
Yeah, yeah.
And Tim hated that, like screamed like a little girl. Hated it.
I like that part the best, and that's the way
I said I liked it too because I can't see where I'm going, so I'm not. There's no fear.
That's the way that Aerosmith one is too. At Epcot, it's dark a lot, and
I like that.
I thought it was great. All right, so your 2 cents brought to you by Freedom Pond in Sparta, there on Mayberry Street. That's on our Facebook page right now at 1077 and 1400 The Hub. So head over there, be sure to like the page and get in on our conversation this morning. Coming up next, we've got spoiler alert for you, so stick around for that. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The Tennessee Highway Patrol has made an arrest related to a hit-and-run crash on February 13th in Putnam County. 39-year-old Cherry C. Bueller faces a charge of leaving the scene of an accident. That accident happened on Dodson Branch Road near the Shipley Road intersection. The Highway Patrol says Bueller was driving a Nissan Altima when she allegedly struck and injured a man riding a motorized bicycle. She left the scene before authorities arrived. Tennessee Tech, once again, the top producer of teachers in the volunteer state. That, according to the State Board of Education's 2025 Educator Preparation Report Card. Figures released last week show Tech's College of Education and Human Sciences totaled 780 teacher candidates in its 3-year cohort, besting runner-ups UT Martin, MTSU, and UT Knoxville. The Livingston-Overton County Chamber of Commerce, looking for a new president. Former President Shannon Cantrell announced her resignation earlier this month. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. In girls district championship action last night across the Upper Cumberland, Pickett County beat Clay County 78-60 to win 7 single A. In 5-2A, York topped Smith County 54-19. White County beat Upperman 32-26 to win the 7 AAA crown, and Cookeville fell to Lebanon 45-44 in the 7-4A district title game. In college basketball, a battle of 2 top 10 teams went to Houston as they topped Texas Tech 69-61 on the road. Milos Uzan scored a career-high 22 points in the win. Number 15 Michigan only scored 49 points yesterday, but still beat Nebraska 49-46 as both teams failed to reach 30% shooting from the floor. An anonymous team in the NFL has submitted a rule change request to ban the tush push that the Philadelphia Eagles have made famous. If the team keeps their request in, team owners will vote on it, and 24 owners will have to vote to ban the tush push to become a new rule. The Bills also utilize the tush push with their quarterback, Josh Allen. Tonight on UCR, it's the boys' turn for district championships. First, we'll have the consolation games on the UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel at 6. Then at 7:30 on the YouTube channel, Upperman plays Stone Memorial. On UCR2 on Facebook, Cookeville battles Lebanon. And on the main UCR Facebook page at 8, Pickett County plays Clay County. I'm Jacob Vinson. That was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank. The Fox Business Report is brought to you by Paul Winkler Incorporated, now with an office in Cookeville, creating confident investors. PaulWinkler.com.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Home Depot earnings topped estimates and its sales rose in the holiday quarter, but the stock is losing ground. CEO Edward Decker says the company is positioning itself for continued success despite uncertainty about the global economy. Decker says higher interest rates impacted home improvement demand. Home Depot's offering a slightly more cautious forecast for the business. Bitcoin's price has slipped below $88,000. Prices are said to be under pressure because of concern about the impact of tariffs on crypto. Joann, the fabric and crafts retailer, says it will be conducting going out of business sales at all locations as it shuts down the business. Dates for store closures or changes to the website will be posted as soon as possible. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola. Invested in you.
Something amazing is happening in workplaces everywhere. Devices are learning how people work and adapting to help them get more done. That's because CDW is modernizing experiences with Dell's intelligent portfolio of devices. Thanks to built-in security and AI capabilities, your teams can work smarter wherever they may be. Dell and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Dell Client.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
on 1077 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila, and we're here live in the Willow Window Studio. 6:35 now.
We have a high of 64 for this afternoon. We're at 38 at the moment. And then we have some great guests from Duck Pond Manor. Tara Ballinger will be in after 7. Then Emily Boucher. She is with Poppy and Pearl and is the new owner of Borden's Jewelry. That building, that's going to be the site of Poppy and Pearl, which will be a blowout bar for your hair, and she also does makeup. I mean, I cannot wait to hear more about that at 7:30 this morning.
And from all accounts, seems like the building part is gonna, that's gonna be. I know it needs some upkeep and things like that, I'm sure, but it'd be interesting to see what they do with the building and how traditional they plan on staying with that. I mean, it's their building; they do whatever the heck they want. But
I know she grew up here. I mean.
That's what it seemed like. They're going to pay homage to Borden's Jewelry, which I think is pretty cool. But we'll find out if that's all right and all that stuff. Spoiler alert, things going on in the world of entertainment and music. Here's what we got for you. On Jimmy Fallon tonight, Kate Hudson is going to be on there, and your boy Jeff Probst.
Pretty boy Probst. That's one of the contestants. It was his name was Rob, and he was like, "Oh, pretty boy Probst there getting food."
Really?
Yeah, but it's like he kind of liked him. But when you're competing and you're hungry,
yeah.
And Mr. Dimple shows up, and he looks like he's not famished like the rest of you.
Yeah,
it got on his nerves.
I understand that. On Stephen Colbert, Drew Barrymore, and a filmmaker named Bong Joon-ho.
Oh my.
Jimmy Kimmel has Conan O'Brien on there tonight. On regular TV, you got Kitchen Nightmares on Fox, Deal or No Deal Island on NBC, The Rookie on ABC, Eyes on the Prize 3, that's on HBO, a series premiere there. What to stream tonight, Netflix Season 3 of Full Swing, that's a golf show, and Black Ops on Hulu Season 1.
That sounds interesting.
And then on Hub Plus tonight, we've got high school basketball. I believe Upperman Stone Memorial will be playing for the championship.
That'll be a good game
there tonight. So if you want to watch that, be sure to get the Hub Plus app for your Roku or channel 127 on Twin Lakes.
192.
192 on Twin Lakes or 192 on Spectrum, regular cable Spectrum. We apparently ain't good enough to be on their digital platform.
Yeah, and then somebody got digital, and they're like, I've been looking for 192. I can't find it. It's only on the regular, not the digital.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't like us.
Y'all need to talk to them about that.
Anyway, so there you go.
And we're local.
Yeah, come on, guys. Hey, Lester Holt is exiting NBC Nightly News.
I don't like Lester. I think he's smooth. He's just like, I'm going to miss him. Is he retiring just off of that or for good?
It looks like
I'm done. I'm going to go spend some time with my family kind of thing.
No, he's going to continue to anchor Dateline.
Okay. He's good on that too.
But he's going to anchor Dateline in a full-time capacity.
So they're going to bring on more Dateline.
That's what it seems like. So he's taken the focus from news more toward his Dateline role. Chuck Todd, Andrea Mitchell, they've also decided his departure follows other recent exits from Chuck Todd and Andrea Mitchell as well. So,
okay.
People just aren't watching the nightly news like they used to. They're just not.
You can find it anywhere, really.
That's right. You can get all the national news just about anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Now, local news, people still watch and listen for that because, you can't find that everywhere.
Right.
Kylie Jenner is paying the funeral cost for her hairstylist who died unexpectedly over the weekend. Jesus Guerrero was just 34.
Oh.
And they're not saying what caused his death. Man. Veteran sports broadcaster Al Trotwig, a longtime voice of the MSG network, has died at age 68. If you watched any boxing back in the day, you remember Al. He was probably one of the first voices you heard when the boxing came on. TLC has renewed Balin Out Loud about a young woman with Tourette's syndrome for a second season, while AMC has renewed the drama Dark Winds for a fourth season. That Balin Out Loud is, you learn a lot about what Tourette's syndrome is, and you can't help but laugh a little bit.
And so sometimes you watch things like that. At first, I start out thinking, well, what is this? And then you realize it really does help teach us things about it.
She was cool, and hey, it's okay. It is funny, it is. If you laugh, then I understand why.
Mm-hmm.
And because at first, I was like, man, this is so mean. I shouldn't be laughing at this. This is awful.
And she's struggling with it, yeah.
And then she's like, it's okay if you laugh. Oh, God.
You have her approval.
Meghan Markle has been dropped by her agent after being too demanding and too difficult to work with.
For some reason, that doesn't shock me.
Yeah, so there's a big shocker. I think we all knew that.
Yeah.
But I guess they're making money off of her. Then let's hang on to her a little bit.
Hang on, let's make some money.
Yeah. Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan Hochman opposes new trials for the Menendez brother. Lyle and Eric Menendez are serving life sentences for the 1989 murders of their parents. In 3 weeks, the brothers will have a hearing about resentencing. Hochman expressed interest that the court learn about the brothers' alleged sexual abuse from their dad. The original jury was not introduced to that evidence, which Kyle and Eric say factors as a motive. District Attorney Nathan Hochman countered the sexual abuse does not justify killing your parents.
Now, I don't know if this is correct, but I think that that movie came out, the Netflix or whatever streaming movie came out.
I believe it was
Isn't
Netflix.
that what started all of that?
Actually, I think it was, didn't Kim Kardashian start all that?
And then there was that Netflix special.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I want to say it was Kim Kardashian that started all that stuff. But I'm not 100%.
yeah. Well, I remember she said something about it. I didn't know if
Yeah.
it was before. I couldn't remember the timeline, but I'm just like, it's so strange that after all this time, somebody getting a new trial. I mean, that doesn't happen very often.
No. I didn't expect that it would.
No.
But it seemed like there was a chance. And what if they had? I mean, what if no, the guy's right. You're not supposed to kill.
Right. But
But
I don't know if all of that's true or what. I mean, it's really hard to like, and then I know that because I watched that Netflix documentary. Oh, it's kind of like a movie, a docu-movie.
Yeah.
And it seemed like they were trying to force
like they were trying
feed
to
some
change
things to
the
you.
public opinion. It
Right.
was a little propaganda.
Yeah. So I'd rather just know the facts and let me try to figure it out instead of trying to force feed me something.
Right.
Whether I agree or not.
Yeah.
I don't like that kind of
100%.
movie making, but
We've got some decisions to make here, Sheila.
what's that?
Yesterday, we forgot that you were going to give me the questions this week.
Uh-huh.
But since we've already got started with you, and didn't you get 2 right yesterday?
Right.
Do you want to continue your week, or do you want to go ahead and have me answer the rest of the week?
I think we need to have Jason answer the rest
Okay.
of the
All right.
week.
Well, that's
and I'll
fine.
give you those 2.
All right. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do then.
We'll see how difficult they are for Jason.
I just wanted to give you the choice on that, is all.
Jason, Ask Jason is up next.
I ain't do any better.
I don't know. Have you looked at it?
I have not. That's why I wanted to know before I started flipping pages to get to the real good.
Right. Don't flip pages. Don't look at the answers.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
We'll see how easy it is for Jason.
Right.
He's always acting like, oh, Sheila, you're not doing too well today.
Sometimes I just got to, put the answer on a silver platter for you is what I'm saying.
Oh, you watch yourself. You're going to be answering
Don't get mean about it.
Oh.
Remember, it's Family Feud rules.
Don't get mean about it.
I'm just saying, we've changed some rules. And
don't get mean about it.
And we're still going to abide by those rules.
I'm asking the questions. I'm making the rules.
You made the rules for the other part too, Sheila.
No, you made the Family Feud rules.
Anyway, the real good is coming up next. Couple stories that are positive and uplifting, and I guess Ask Jason.
Ask Jason. That feels good to say that.
Stick with us. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
And so it was when Jesus had ended these sayings that the people were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. Matthew chapter 7, verses 28 and 29. Hello, Upper Cumberland. This is Jesse Flowers with the Jerry Whitson Road Church of Christ. Join us this month as we study Jesus' Sermon on the Mount from the Gospel of Matthew every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on our radio program, Words of Exhortation, right here on WHUB. May the Lord bless you as you serve him and serve others.
You work hard to provide a better life for your family. The only problem is that you now have a tax bill that you can't afford to pay. The IRS is now threatening to garnish your wages and put a levy on your bank account. You can't ignore the IRS. They won't go away on their own. You need help, and you need it now. Give us a call now, and we'll create a plan of action for you that we guarantee will work. Stop the harassing phone calls. Stop the threatening letters. Stop wage garnishments. Stop any bank levies. And most importantly, put an end to your tax nightmare once and for all. If you have a tax debt of $10,000 or more, call the Tax Pros at United Tax Fix today. Representatives are standing by to assist you. Call 800-762-2768. That's 800-762-2768. 800-762-2768. Call now.
This is the best time to buy America's best-selling trucks. This is Ford Truck Month. Hey guys, this is Jeff Root, General Manager at Ford Lincoln of Cookeville. Now is the time to buy a new Ford truck from Ford of Cookeville. You can get up to $15,000 off MSRP for a limited time during Ford Truck Month. All of our trucks are marked down to the best prices they'll have all year. Come see us, 1600 Interstate Drive, or visit us online anytime at FordLincolnofCookeville.com.
Maybe you don't think about the Tennessee Department of Correction unless you work here or know someone in our custody. It's not personal until it is. But we think about you. While you are sleeping, our officers are inside, behind the fence, supervising the men and women in our custody. It's not an easy job, but we are committed to making Tennessee a safer place to live and raise our families, because this is our home too, and it is personal to us.
Sponsored by Tennessee Department of Correction.
Now through March 23rd, Cumberland County Playhouse presents The Wizard of Oz. Join Dorothy and Toto as they are swept over the rainbow to the magical land of Oz. They meet the Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Cowardly Lion, and they journey together to find the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Don't miss The Wizard of Oz, rated G, and co-sponsored by Plateau Pediatrics, First Bank, Comfort Suites Quality Inn, and the family of Owen Golden. The Playhouse education sponsor is Swallows Insurance. Call 931-484-5000 or visit ccplayhouse.com.
Jason and Sheila. Good Morning Cookeville. 1077 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila with you. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 6:49 now.
Coming up after the real good, I will ask Jason, turn the tables and ask him the question.
Super excited about it. It's weird.
I am, because it ain't weird. I know there's a lot of people that will love the tables being turned on Jason. Dun, dun, dun.
Will they? I don't know.
Yeah, I think
we'll
so.
see.
It'll be fun.
Every day, me and Sheila, we go through a bunch of news stories, try to find some that are positive and uplifting, and we call it the real good. There's a basketball player University of Michigan. He's 7'1".
Whoa. I would love to stand beside him and get a picture, because I would probably come up not even to his waist.
I can't say his first name, but his last name is Golden. So Golden's got a big heart, and after a tough loss to Michigan State, he turned the night around with a marriage proposal at center court to his girlfriend, Cameron.
Aw.
The couple who met at Florida Atlantic University have been dating for 2.5 years. So he's put the time in, so is she. Now, he had originally planned to propose the next day, but decided to seize the moment. He said, I was like, you know what? This is probably something bigger. Not to take away from everything, but life outside basketball is way bigger than basketball. So I just thought, she had a great energy. She looked beautiful. Why wait to do it tomorrow? So I changed my mind and decided to just do it right then.
I love it.
Now, I bet when he gets down on one knee, he's still taller than you.
I bet so. I wonder. 7'1".
I wonder how big a girl Cameron is.
Oh, yeah. I wonder how tall she is. I don't know. Did he get a little shorty?
Shorty.
Hey, shorty.
I don't know. That might be something we need to Google and look up, see what that picture looks like. Another real good story. Matt Queen is the owner of Cadillac Matt's Barbershop in Garden City, Idaho. I love that name, Cadillac Matt. He gives back to the community by offering free haircuts to veterans.
Nice.
During his most recent free haircut day, Matt and his staff provided haircuts, hot towel shaves, and even had volunteer barbers donating their time. That hot towel thing.
Yeah.
That's special.
It is. I like that when they're doing a pedicure too. They put the hot towels on your legs, and it just seems like, it relaxes you.
Matt says the veterans mean a lot to him, and because of a family tradition, he's honored to help out. My grandpa was a vet. My dad was a vet, and I have several clients that are vets, Matt said. And my grandpa was a barber for 55 years, and he would go to the VA, and he would give haircuts to all the vets there. Matt's proud of the sense of community that he's creating at his shop. It only has one rule: no political discussions. I just like to make everybody feel welcome regardless of their opinion. I just want people to feel like they have a place to come and feel comfortable.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
Yeah, that's cool. To Matt Queen at Cadillac Matt's Barbershop, and to the Michigan basketball player Golden, the 7'1" guy, proposing right after a loss. Y'all are real good. All right, let's get after it, Sheila.
All right, it's time we're switching gears a little bit. Instead of me answering the questions, Jason will answer the questions.
I'm ready.
It's Ask Jason the rest of the week.
I'm ready, Sheila.
The topic is children, or what you did as a child.
Okay.
By the time the average child graduates from high school, they will have eaten this over 1,000 times. What is it?
Over 1,000 times.
Over 1,000
So
times.
pretty much during your school career.
Mm-hmm.
I want to narrow it down to 3, and then we'll think about it for a second.
Okay.
School pizza, hot dogs, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Very good. One of those is the correct answer.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, that's it.
All right.
So, along with my 2 that I got right yesterday, I'm giving that as a starter for Jason. He's up to 3.
You're giving that. I got that plain. You didn't
get him yesterday. I did.
Oh.
But he did get this.
You're giving me
fair
your
spread.
2 from yesterday.
So he's got 3. He won't even let me finish, y'all. He's interrupting.
I'm not interrupting.
It's hard for him. See? It's very hard to sit over there and be quiet.
I'm just used to hosting this part of the show.
Okay, your next question, Jason.
Okay, all right.
Got your thinking cap on?
Yeah. Kids.
40 years ago, 55% of children in America did this. Today, it's down to about 12%. What is it? 55% did this in America over 40 years ago. Today, down to 12%.
I want to say it's something that we did outside. Okay, maybe. Probably a game, since there's a lot more games to be played now. So something like hide and seek.
Not a game.
It's not a game.
Not a game.
I don't know.
One more guess.
I don't know.
What did they do back in the day?
They played outside.
I walked to school when it was cold, wet, and raining. Walked to school.
Oh man,
you got close though. Good try.
Didn't even think about that.
All right, the last question.
Okay.
Scientists have discovered that not only do gorillas play games, they play this game you probably played as a child.
Ooh, so now we're back to maybe it being hide and seek.
Now this is some kind of game. What is it that gorillas also play that we played as a kid?
I feel like gorillas could have played hide and seek. They probably could have played, probably not sophisticated enough to play, what's that one, Red Rover. That's probably,
oh, they're
that's
pretty
probably
smart,
too
but
sophisticated.
that's not it, no.
I'll go, what about like, it's not hide and seek. You told me I was right already.
Maybe I would have, maybe I wouldn't.
Now, Sheila.
No, it's not hide and seek.
So
now, Sheila.
So it's simple like that though. It has to be because it's correct.
Yeah.
So like freeze tag.
Oh my gosh, it's tag. He did really good today. Maybe I'm just the one that has trouble with them. No, but we're tied, though. I did 2 yesterday. You did 2 today. So 4 altogether. We'll continue with Ask Jason tomorrow.
That's
you did a
funny.
lot better than I thought you
That's
would.
funny.
It must have been all my hints, like he says that he does me.
I don't remember you giving me any.
I did
hints.
too. I said topic, the child,
Right.
and then I would say, no, it's not hide and seek.
Okay, all right.
Good boy, Jason.
You know what? I am a good boy.
He does that to me. He's a good girl, Sheila. I'm saying, I'm not a dog. Stop.
She gets real mad when you go, who's a good girl? And Sheila gets mad about that.
Because you are being, condescending.
Oh, yeah.
He is, y'all.
Well, we made that through too fast, Sheila.
Did we?
Yeah. Too good at answering.
Oh, my goodness. I loved your thought process, though, that you were telling us your thought process and kind of weighing all the options. That was good. With me, there's no thought process. It's just throwing out answers.
It's just words till I get it right.
Right. It's like, is it this? Is it that? What about this? It's like just boom, fast. Boom, boom, boom.
Today is Let's All Eat Right Day.
Well, that's no fun.
I don't want to do that.
Although some things that say they're good for you, I do like.
Yeah. I like a good, you know what? I may do a salad for lunch today.
Let me tell y'all, if y'all ain't had a salad at the Doodle, even their salad,
Yeah.
huge. Yeah.
Let me see here. National Chocolate Covered Nuts Day. National Clam Chowder Day.
I could take it or leave it.
Pistol Patent Day. So I guess this is
Not pistol packing, but like a pistol packing
Samuel
mama.
Colt, inventor of the pistol, received a patent number 138 for his Colt revolver back in the day. Ooh, Sheila.
What?
I'm so sorry.
What is it? What?
Today's Quiet Day.
Well, I've ruined that.
We won't hold you to it.
No, thank you. That's too hard.
That's impossible for Miss Sheila.
Never forget when the movie The Quiet Place first came out. He goes, "Oh, Sheila, you'd be giving up the very first scene."
She'll be dead in the first 5 minutes.
Is this The Quiet Place? Hey, everybody.
Happy Beans Quiet Place.
It's like I couldn't get mad at him because he was so right.
True. Hang out with us, guys. We'll be right back on Good Morning Cookeville, live from the Willow Windows studio.
This This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400, WHUB, Cookeville.
Federal workers are given a second chance. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. In a new post on X last night from Doge's Elon Musk, who had stirred things up over the weekend, getting an email sent to federal employees ordering them to list 5 accomplishments. President Trump says,
if people don't respond, it's very possible that there is no such person or they're not working.
Now to that new Musk post. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports.
There is a second chance to respond. Failure to answer again will result in termination this time. But the Office of Personnel Management says agencies will be the ones to review responses and evaluate non-responses. They look into whether employees were on excused leave yesterday or whether they had access to their email over the weekend. The OPM also says agency heads can exclude some workers from this expectation at their discretion.
And the workers were told ultimately replying was voluntary. The House may vote today on a budget blueprint resolution, what President Trump calls one big beautiful bill to increase funding for the border and military and extend the Trump 2017 tax cuts. House Speaker Mike Johnson says,
my calendar has us passing this by probably the first week of April and getting it to the Senate so they can do their work on it.
But all Democrats oppose the plan, which includes $1.5 trillion or more in spending cuts, and 3 House Republicans suggest they may vote no. And with a slim GOP majority, that would reject the resolution. President Trump's warned Canada and Mexico the tariffs he delayed on their imports will be imposed next month, as he also plans retaliatory tariffs on goods coming to the U.S. from other places.
It'll be very good for our country. Our country will be extremely liquid and rich again.
Canada and Mexico could retaliate and put tariffs on American exports, leading to inflation concerns. Now an update on Pope Francis. He still remains in critical condition in Rome. He's battling double pneumonia in both lungs and has had some kidney issues, but the Vatican says the Pope has shown slight improvement. America's listening to Fox News.
When you hear the term living better, what do you think about? More money? A bigger house? Maybe a yacht? What about how you feel physically? How you wake up each day? How you sleep? What activities you can and cannot do? When you feel good, life is good. So if pain is affecting your life, see how Relief Factor can help. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, it doesn't just mask pain temporarily, it helps reduce or even eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So give their 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day. And it just takes a phone call, 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're hurting, in 3 weeks or even days, Relief Factor can give you a chance to rediscover the true meaning of living better again. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Are the U.S. and our European allies on the same page trying to end the war in Ukraine? The UN Security Council passed a resolution backed by the U.S. that failed to call Russia the aggressor, so the UK and France abstained in the vote. The same day, the French president went to the White House for talks with President Trump.
A ceasefire or peace deal ending the 3-year war between Russia and Ukraine could include the deployment of European peacekeepers, French President Emmanuel Macron says.
I think we should never say, I will never send any boots on the ground, because you give a blank check to violate any type of commitment.
President Trump says Russian President Vladimir Putin would accept European peacekeepers.
If we do this deal, he's not looking for more war. He doesn't mind, but I've specifically asked him that question. He has no problem with it.
But on Russian state television Monday, Putin said he has not discussed ending the war in Ukraine in detail with President Trump. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Now, the president's also pushing for Ukraine to agree to a deal letting the U.S. share profits from Ukraine's rare earth minerals to help recoup the cost of all the American military aid that's been sent to help battle Russia. A Republican who ran for president last year, Vivek Ramaswamy, who then was briefly co-leader of Doge, is now running for governor in Ohio, entering the 2026 race.
If elected, he would succeed term-limited Republican Mike DeWine. Ramaswamy, the tech entrepreneur who ended his presidential bid to support President Trump last year, said he wants to lead Ohio back to days where it led the world.
God has blessed our state
with every gift we could possibly imagine. All we need to do is to step up and start believing in ourselves again.
A win by Ramaswamy next year would make him Ohio's first racial minority to be governor. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are down after another day of big losses for the NASDAQ. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The Tennessee Highway Patrol has made an arrest related to a hit-and-run crash on February 13th in Putnam County. 39-year-old Cherry C. Bueller faces a charge of leaving the scene of an accident. That accident happened on Dodson Branch Road near the Shipley Road intersection. The Highway Patrol says Bueller was driving a Nissan Altima when she allegedly struck and injured a man riding a motorized bicycle. She left the scene before authorities arrived. Tennessee Tech, once again, the top producer of teachers in the volunteer state. That, according to the State Board of Education's 2025 Educator Preparation Report Card. Figures released last week show Tech's College of Education and Human Sciences totaled 780 teacher candidates in its three-year cohort, besting runner-ups UT Martin, MTSU, and UT Knoxville. The Livingston Overton County Chamber of Commerce looking for a new president. Former President Shannon Cantrell announced her resignation earlier this month. That's the news from WHUB.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB, the voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good Morning Cookeville with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. It's Jason and Sheila. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:06 now.
And our guest is Tara Ballinger. She is the owner of Duck Pond Manor, and we are so excited to have you here. And you're doing things with the Sparta Chamber. You're a board member, plus helping run things. I don't know when you slow down. I don't think you do.
I don't.
Do you like to stay busy? Is that kind of what keeps you going? Yes. That sets fire under you, and you love it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not a slow goer, so
Yeah.
I like to.
You're a go-getter.
Many projects going on at once.
And you seem to do it flawlessly, but I know it's probably crazy in your head and then behind the scenes. But I mean, you just make it look easy.
Yeah. I've been doing it for a long time now. So I've been doing weddings since I was 21, and so at this point now, weddings are kind of just second nature for me, and events too. But now we're kind of drifted in some new things, and it's always good for the mind. So.
Yeah, keep you challenged a little bit, right? Yeah.
How did Duck Pond Manor come to be? I mean, it's a beautiful spot. It looks, it's kept the old, the
Southern,
way about it, but it's also very modern in how you can use it. How did all that get started with Duck Pond Manor?
So funny. Me and my husband, we also flip houses on the side, and we just happened to we were coming from Smithville, and he says, I think we can go this way and get to where we're needing to go faster. And we drove by there, and I was looking at my phone, and he goes, ooh, look at that old house. And I looked up, and I was like, oh, go back. And he was like, we are not flipping that house. I said, go back. I want to look at it. And so he was like, okay. I was like, you take me back. I said, or I'm coming back. So I went back, and we looked around. And the next day, I got the real estate agent, and she looked. And then the next day, I brought my banker, and I says, what do you think? He says, well, it's going to be the worst or the best thing that you've ever done. So I said, okay. So we bought it with the intentions of, we didn't really know. I didn't know. I didn't want to move there because we have a home here. My kids go to school here. So we thought, well, what can we do? And I was like, wedding venue. And so that's kind of how, but it took us 2 years to renovate it because it was just in disarray.
It's beautiful now.
It's the money pit upkeep, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
So how old is that house?
So they started building it in 1861, and then of course the Civil War happened, so they stopped, and then the contractors finished it in 1867. So it took a period of about 6 years just because of what was going on in the world.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy.
I love it's like it has more of a personality because of its age too, and I love that.
It does, and it just, the grounds are really beautiful, and there's beautiful gates, and there's beautiful horse posts, and there's things that you don't have other places, and those age of houses, really, there's not many of them here.
Right.
So and to be able to preserve it was, it was definitely challenging, but it was just great to see every room come, to play. And I had another job, and I thought, well, we'll just do this part-time. And, I had been there for a long time. I had a lot of vacation, and we started out with a tent, and then people were like, we'd really like to have a Christmas party here. And I was like, well, a tent's not going to work in December.
Yeah.
So we decided, well, we'll just build, this building. And then the building got kind of expanded. And then I put a commercial kitchen in there. And then we put doors on it. And so now it just is what it is. And, then we added a bridal suite and a groom's quarters. And now we have a flower shop on site. So we just kind of expanded little by little.
I mean, you really made it into a wonderful business. I mean, it's booming, and even people, they I don't know if they rent it out, but they take bridal pictures there.
Yes.
So I guess that's part of the package too when they get married on the grounds. Absolutely. But I mean, just the way, the aesthetics of it and everything, it's just such beautiful pictures.
Yeah, and inside the home is just beautiful.
You have been in there too.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, so it does have a lot of beautiful aesthetics to it. And I think, when we decided to do this, I had told my husband, because I had been doing weddings at other venues, and I still do, but it's so much, when you have everything so accessible for your brides and everything's right there, I decided I wanted to do all inclusive. I wanted to do everything for them. So the flowers are there, the food is there, your wedding coordinator's there, it's set up, it's cleaned up. So the bride's coming in, and she's just enjoying her day instead of worried about, is the cake here, is the DJ here, is this there? Yeah, it's there. It's all right there. So they're not having to worry about all that.
So you become like the
wedding planner.
Yes,
planner of
wedding and coordinator. Yeah, planner and coordinator. So both. So it does take, I've done weddings in 3 weeks, and I've done weddings in 2 years. But depending on how detailed they want it to be, we have to meet several times. There's several things that go in. A wedding is a production. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot that goes into it, and a lot of people don't think that.
Do you ever? You don't have to say obviously, but do you ever get requests and you're like, well, no, honey.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
I thought you were going to ask her about bridezillas.
Well,
without naming names.
I already know those exist, but come in, and this and that and this and that, and you have to go, well, that would be sweet, but
I mean, there's the money aspect. Like we have brides that want to hang florals from the ceiling. We can do it, but do you want to spend $8,000 to hang real florals all over the ceiling?
You think how much it takes to even make that, let alone
it's
get the people to hang them and hang them just right.
And the florals, the cost of the florals. So it's, who's, and that's just a made up number. I'm really not sure. But when they're wanting something like that, it really comes down to a money aspect.
Right.
Sometimes you're like, the biggest thing is, what's the weather going to be? And I'm like, we can look at.
You can't predict, really.
Yeah.
We always have a backup plan to our backup plan.
Sure. Yeah.
So we talk about that, and we have that last meeting just so close to the time that we go ahead and we make that plan if we need to. So.
Well, and so many other things are happening at Duck Pond Manor too. It's not just weddings. We were just there for the Sparta White County Chamber of Commerce
banquet.
And
their award ceremony.
That's when Sheila said this was Good Morning America.
Yeah, that was great.
Didn't even realize. I sat down and I was like, I didn't say that. He was telling me, I didn't say that. Didn't even know I said it. And I'm like, okay, I'll make that correction when I get back up there.
It's been a lot of fun to make fun of her about. Because so you're there. She could back me up on this. Well, it wasn't Sheila like, yeah, I'm Sheila Scruggs from Good Morning America. I mean, she did her hand like she was the greatest showman.
It was great.
I mean, but am I wrong on that? No. See, I told you.
Tara was probably, who have we gotten to announce?
I told you that you did that like the greatest showman.
I was kind of thinking, did they change the name?
No. So she gets back to the chair. She's sitting next to me. She said, yeah, I think I did. I said, well, you didn't mention the radio station. you said we were from Good Morning America.
And then I go, I did not.
And then her husband went, yeah, you did.
And I looked at Tim and he goes, yeah, baby, it's okay though. Nobody noticed.
So I'm
I
glad.
don't think anybody did except for
I'm glad that we finally have a true witness here that can back me up on my story. That's
But
what
she's
I'm
not taking your side.
No, she's not taking my side. She's just telling the facts. That's what the facts are.
Oh my goodness.
Duck Pond Manor is growing.
It is growing. Yeah.
So we'll get into that a little bit when we come back. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
Sean Hannity here with some important advice. There's only one real estate agent I trust if I needed to sell my home. I'm talking about Heather Skender Newton with Skender Newton Realty. She services the entire Cookeville area. Just Google Skender Newton Realty.
This week's half-price Upper Cumberland deal is Royal House of Cheese. They create the most delicious charcuterie boxes. They're round wooden boxes reminiscent of old European cheese boxes. The boxes come with a variety of cheese, fresh fruit, cured meats, and more. If you have events coming up like birthdays, weddings, or festive occasions, Royal House of Cheese will create the most elaborate grazing tables for your event and get it half price. This week's half-price Upper Cumberland deal of the week.
Discover the savings at Freedom Pawn, located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. We're not your typical pawn shop. Explore our extensive selection of jewelry, tools, gaming systems, knives, and guitars, perfect for any enthusiast. For the archery lover, we offer Barnett crossbows and other top brands. And don't forget, we're your trusted guns and ammo store with the best selection around. Visit us today. Just look for the Bigfoot in front of the store and see why Freedom Pawn in Sparta is your ultimate destination for great deals.
When a woman experiences an unplanned pregnancy, she often feels alone and afraid. So many times her first response is to seek out an abortion. But because of the generosity of listeners like you, that search may lead her to a preborn network clinic where she'll choose life, not just for her baby, but for herself. Preborn offers God's love and compassion to hurting women and then provides a free ultrasound to introduce them to the life growing inside them. This combination brings the ultimate miracle of life to life, which is why Preborn saves 200 babies every single day.
That changed my life. Just from that ultrasound picture, I'm going to keep my baby, and I'm going to keep growing, and I'm going to be a great mom.
Your tax-deductible donation of $28 sponsors one ultrasound. And now through a match, your gift is doubled, saving twice as many babies. How many babies can you save? Please donate. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. Pound 250, keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/hope. Preborn.com/hope. Sponsored by Preborn.
Picture a door. On it, a sign that says, "Do not look." Every instinct says danger, but still you peek. Inside, a room full of cockroaches, which can trigger asthma attacks, rodents that contaminate food and transmit disease, and termites which cause billions in property damage each year. Trust your instincts, know the signs. Learn how to protect your family and home at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Saving energy saves you money. Whether you switch to Energy Star light bulbs, install Energy Star appliances, or add extra insulation. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good Morning Cookeville.
Good Morning Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila here on Good Morning Cookeville. It's 7:18 now.
Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville.
We're with Tara Ballinger. She owns Duck Pond Manor. We'll talk about a little bit of an expansion she's doing here in a minute, but I want to really compliment you on the food. And I know you are a big part of the food, too. Are you like a chef? Did you?
I went to a French culinary school.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm a chef. I try to have my fingers in everything that goes on in my business.
Yes.
Because there's, food is such, especially in the South, there's three things people are going to remember about an event, and the number one is how good the food is.
Yeah.
So and you can tell if food's good, they'll keep coming. If it's bad, it shuts down in no time around the Upper Cumberland.
That's right.
So her food is great.
Or if it's not consistent.
Yes.
And that's the thing too about Duck Pond. I haven't had anything bad.
I mean, including like your little finger foods and stuff.
100%.
I'm like, how is it so extra when it seems like just what everybody else is doing, but you add your own little Terra special into it. Yeah.
And I have a good, another chef that he helps me too. So it takes a lot when you're putting out 250 plates of food and you want it to be amazing. It takes more than one person in that kitchen to make that happen. So
Gosh, yeah.
So.
Especially because you're having to feed people all at once.
All at once, yeah. It's not like a restaurant,
right? Not like a restaurant. So you're having to go. Okay, 250 people are going to be here in 30 minutes, and they're all going to eat at approximately the same time.
Yeah,
that's an amazing thing to do. Just the logistics of it.
Right. I don't understand how that steak was not overcooked that you fed us at the banquet.
The logistics.
It was
of
perfection.
Beef is what you have to learn because you always know that a banquet's going to run about 10 minutes behind. So you got to know.
You even planned for that.
You planned for it, yes.
Yeah, that steak was great.
I was like, how is this just perfect? The perfect pink on the inside.
Yeah. Then they give you that. It's not like it's your regular steak knife at home. It's a plastic one, wasn't it?
No, it's real.
It's real, but I mean,
But it wasn't a steak knife. It was just a regular knife.
Yeah, it's just a regular knife.
But it cut through it perfectly.
It just right through
I'm
it.
like, oh, this is going to be good. The moment my knife touched, I'm like,
right, because I got back to my seat and I was like, oh man, I wonder if I missed the steak knives, and I was too lazy to get up and go get another one. I said, well, I'll try it with this one, and just whoop right through it. And I was like, okay, well,
I mean, I'm
good to go.
You know how hard it is to cook steak because it's so hard to get the steak that I want, and I'm like, I didn't even tell you what I wanted, and it was perfection.
Yeah, Sheila's pretty picky. Being on Good Morning America and all, you'd expect that.
I know good food, and it's Terra's.
Yeah, but food is delicious. Now let's talk about
the Demora.
Yeah, the Demora. It sounds so
where is the Demora?
fancy.
What's happening? Tell us.
The Demora is a new luxury venue. It is also in White County. It's out by the Country Club. It's a 15,000 square foot mansion that we have converted, still are converting into a venue, but it's also going to be a B&B, so people are going to be able to stay there. It's going to house about 34 people, and so it's going to be great. It's not like anything that's around anywhere. It's an Italian theme. We're going to have beautiful gardens, and the house is decorated in all the arches and all the Italian attire, and it's going to be a wonderful asset for the Upper Cumberland period.
Well, you're not even finished with it yet, and it's still beautiful. The pictures I've seen, and I'm just like, I cannot wait to see this on site.
What's the story behind the mansion?
So the story is the house set for 20 years, and he finally decided to put it on the market, and I was helping my employee find a house on the internet one day.
Well, you got employees that can look for mansions?
No, there was like
Are you hiring?
It was like a regular house. And I was trying to help him, and I saw it, and I was like, inquiring minds. I just wanted to be nosy and go look at it, and so
then you fell in love.
And my husband was like, "No, Tara." Again, he's like, "No, Tara, no, Tara." And I was like, "I just want to go look at it. I just want to go look at it."
He's heard that before.
Yep. And I walked in, and I was like, "This was never supposed to be a house because you have a left-hand side of rooms, and you have a right-hand side, which is perfect because you have a groom side and a bridal side of rooms, and they can stay completely separated, never see each other. The ballroom is in the middle. We have a smaller, it's called the Picola room. It's a smaller room for like bridal teas and showers and dinners and those kind of things. It's in the middle, so it kind of separated. So it was just, I don't know that it was ever, I think it was just waiting for me.
Yes, it sounds like it.
So that's kind of how I feel about it.
Now, is it older as well?
No, it's not. I mean, yes and no. I mean, it's set for 20 years, but it was built 20 years ago. But when we got
nobody ever lived in it.
Nobody ever lived in it. It wasn't even finished. So we are not only finishing it, we're fixing all the things that went wrong over the past 20 years.
Well,
I wonder what the story was that didn't get finished.
Yeah, so it is a story, but it's a.
You can't tell it.
I can't tell it. That's a little property issue, but yeah, it's butts up right to the golf course. Right
Was it
before
meant?
you go-
Were they going to have an
No,
event
they were
event
gonna live
venue?
there.
It was going to be
They were
their
gonna
a
live
home.
there. Mhm.
Wow.
You could put 5 families in there, and you would never see each other unless you went to the kitchen at the same time.
Huh.
So
This is crazy.
yeah, so it
was waiting on you.
Well,
Tara.
I was like, yeah, you tell us that story later or something.
you got it.
All
Now
right.
you're so curious.
Well, no, now I'm making up stuff in my head.
I know, which is always worse.
Which is way worse. You know, or do you have a ETA on when this is going to open?
We've already opened the ballroom and had several events.
Oh,
so
great.
The middle of the house is done. Right now we're finishing up the bedrooms, and then of course we're just now getting on to the outside. They're starting on the pool today. So so that's exciting. And
It's got a pool?
It's going to have a great pool, and it's going to have all these like 5 Italian gardens.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
the bride will be able to choose which garden that she wants to get married in.
I'm loving this already.
So yeah, so we're super excited. It's something that, you know, we were talking about getting up in the middle of the night. I get up in the middle of the night, and this is what I do. I draw out gardens, and I draw out, you know, and I get in my head what I want, where I want this, and what I want to do here, and it's pretty fantastic.
So we've got about 5 minutes, and I know you're a culinary chef.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you were a little girl, is this what you thought you wanted to do? Did you want to have a venue and be a chef, or was this?
I wanted to be a producer in country music. That's what I wanted to do. So, but no, my artistic abilities have always, like my parents both. My dad could sing. My mom can paint a mural, do floral arranging. I mean, it was just it's instilled in me, and so I just love the arts of all of it.
Of food and the venue and
florals and changing something that's ugly into something beautiful. That's why me and my husband flip houses on the side too, is because I love taking this old nothing and bringing it back to life.
Mm-hmm.
And every single wedding and every single event is that way. So you go from nothing to something beautiful.
And you could see it transform right in front of your eyes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the rewarding part of it too.
And there's sometimes I take it apart 3 times before I get it the way I want it. But that's the beauty of it, is that I want it to be perfect. I want everybody to, I'm instilling events in people's heads that they're going to remember for the rest of their lives. Little children's basketball banquets and weddings and 65th wedding anniversaries.
You're making memories for them.
Yes, and so it's
and
so important.
fun events,
and it doesn't matter if it's 15 people or if it's 300 people. I work the same on every single one.
Well, that's good that you have that feeling of, you know what, people, this means something.
It does.
It's not just a job.
No.
Because it can't be.
No, it would be way too much work.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody would ever do this if they didn't love it, because it's just a tremendous amount of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of irons in the fire for
It
sure.
is, absolutely.
We're talking to Tara Ballinger, Duck Pond Manor, and Demora.
The Demora.
Both in White County.
The Demora. It's got amore in there too, so it's got like love.
Amore.
Yeah, it's amore. Oh man, it keeps getting better, doesn't it?
I know. There's no telling what else you're gonna do. I mean,
Our flower shop is now open to the public, so that's on site, and so we're doing that. So
See it, Sheila. Oh yeah, you can right in front of you. Let me put you on camera. There you go.
So we've got a lot of things going on, but all that are necessary and all that are good. So.
And you make beautiful arrangements too. I mean, my goodness.
Thank you.
So different.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing what else happens with Duck Pond Manor, and
always changing.
And then just your involvement too in the Sparta and White County community. You do a lot there. Keep the ball rolling a lot. I know the mayor thinks you hung the moon. So
that's great.
Both
and
of
I've
them,
never
both
heard when
mayors.
somebody says, "Oh, the event's going to be at Duck Pond Manor." Everybody's always, "Oh yes, we know it's going to be good." Yeah. So that says a lot.
Yeah.
That says a lot.
You know, well, I wonder what they're going to have. You know,
Never. It's like whatever. Tara's going to fix something great.
It's going to be good no matter what. Well, thank you for spending some time with us this morning. We really appreciate it, and now you can tell everybody you've been on Good Morning America.
That's it. Yeah, I do that.
All right, Jason. That's enough.
She's my first witness. I haven't had this yet.
And I was like, she did everything so perfectly. I get up there and mess it all up for her.
No, but she's my proof.
I know. I know.
There were other people that thought I wasn't telling the truth. So,
Well, even my husband goes, yeah, you said it.
but anyway,
Not Good Morning Cookeville.
coming up, Emily Boucher, and we think we're saying that name right.
Yes.
She got married at Duck Pond. I love her.
Are we saying her name right? Boucher? Oh, look at us.
See, look at us.
The new owner there of the Borden's Jewelry building and a new business that they're putting in there. So we'll talk to them about that on Good Morning Cookeville, live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. The Tennessee Highway Patrol has made an arrest related to a hit-and-run crash on February 13th in Putnam County. 39-year-old Cherry C. Bueller faces a charge of leaving the scene of an accident. That accident happened on Dodson Branch Road near the Shipley Road intersection. The Highway Patrol says Bueller was driving a Nissan Altima when she allegedly struck and injured a man riding a motorized bicycle. She left the scene before authorities arrived. Tennessee Tech, once again, the top producer of teachers in the volunteer state. That, according to the State Board of Education's 2025 Educator Preparation Report Card. Figures released last week show Tech's College of Education and Human Sciences totaled 780 teacher candidates in its 3-year cohort, besting runner-ups UT Martin, MTSU, and UT Knoxville. The Livingston-Overton County Chamber of Commerce looking for a new president. Former President Shannon Cantrell announced her resignation earlier this month. That's the news from WHUB.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vinson with the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. In girls district championship action last night across the Upper Cumberland, Pickett County beat Clay County 78-60 to win 7 single A. In 5-2A, York topped Smith County 54-19. White County beat Upperman 32-26 to win the 7 AAA crown, and Cookeville fell to Lebanon 45-44 in the 7-4A district title game. In college basketball, a battle of 2 top 10 teams went to Houston as they topped Texas Tech 69-61 on the road. Milos Uzan scored a career-high 22 points in the win. Number 15 Michigan only scored 49 points yesterday, but still beat Nebraska 49-46 as both teams failed to reach 30% shooting from the floor. An anonymous team in the NFL has submitted a rule change request to ban the tush push that the Philadelphia Eagles have made famous. If the team keeps their request in, team owners will vote on it, and 24 owners will have to vote to ban the tush push to become a new rule. The Bills also utilize the tush push with their quarterback, Josh Allen. Tonight on UCR, it's the boys' turn for district championships. First, we'll have the consolation games on the UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel at 6. Then at 7:30 on the YouTube channel, Upperman plays Stone Memorial. On UCR2 on Facebook, Cookeville battles Lebanon. And on the main UCR Facebook page at 8, Pickett County plays Clay County. I'm Jacob Vinson. That was the UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
TRN News.
New surveillance video is released from the night Sebastian Rogers went missing from his Sumner County home a year ago this week. The video shows a person wearing dark clothing walking after midnight a block away from Rogers' house. A private investigator working for Katie and Chris Proudfoot released the video in hopes it would produce a break in the case. Police have not received sightings or significant leads in the search. An Amber Alert remains active for the missing autistic 15-year-old boy. A man wanted for the 2023 murder behind bars in Michigan. Jalen Williams reportedly dropped off at a fire station in June 2023 with multiple gunshot wounds. He was taken to a nearby hospital, later dying from his injuries. Jarvis Cole was determined to be the suspect, and he was located by U.S. Marshals in Battle Creek, Michigan, then taken into custody. Cole was awaiting extradition back to Tennessee to face his charges. I'm Lee Mowen.
Number 1 for news from across the state. This is the Tennessee Radio Network.
It's a bully, but we aren't afraid of a fight. It's elusive, but our focus never fades. It's deadly, but we were born to defeat cancer. You may not have heard of us, but our work has helped millions impacted by cancer. We are the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. We are leaders in advancing breakthroughs in immunotherapy, genomics, and personalized medicine. This research saves lives. After 65 years of fighting blood cancers, we've arrived at a game-changing belief. The cures for cancer are in our blood. The drugs and treatments we've developed for blood cancers have helped people affected by many different types of cancers. We are the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Beating cancer is in our blood. Learn more at LLS.org.
Tennessee state parks playing a big role in the local economy, as a recent report by Impact Data Source revealing state parks have an impact of $1.9 billion, supporting 13,000 jobs. And last year alone, state parks contributed about $112 million in state taxes, $22 million in local taxes. New surveillance video released from the night Sebastian Rogers went missing from his Sumner County home a year ago this week. The video shows a person wearing dark clothing walking after midnight a block away from Rogers' home. A private investigator working for Katie and Chris Proudfoot released the video in hopes it would produce a break in the case. Police have received no sightings or significant leads in this search. An Amber Alert remains active for the missing autistic 15-year-old. A man who was on parole for attempted murder charges now wanted in connection with the shooting of a child. Officers looking for Talik Galashaw King after a 4-year-old boy was shot at a Rutherford County home over the weekend. He is considered armed and dangerous, and anyone who sees him should call 911 immediately. I'm Lee Mowen, Tennessee Radio Network News.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Kid Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here in the Willow Window Studio. It's 7:36 now.
Emily Boucher is with us. She is the current owner now of the Borden Jewelry building. And we're excited. We're going to go into that in just a few moments. But I met you when we were doing the Cookeville lifestyle spread of Most Influential, and you did my hair, so she's part of the reason I looked really good.
And it was really nice. It looked really good.
You did a great job.
You were beautiful. So.
Oh, you're just being sweet, because, I mean, her and Jamili.
Jamili, yep.
Oh, Jamili did my makeup. But you do makeup and hair both.
I do both, yep.
So is that Poppy? Is it Poppy and Pearl is what your business is called?
It is.
And that's what's going into Borden Jewelry?
Yep.
So let me ask, what's a blowout bar?
Everybody ask. And for like the men, they really don't know exactly, but females, I feel like it's more like in their, wheelhouse of, styling and even, but some women still are like, it's new, it's fresh. It's definitely something that's only came up over the past couple of years. So basically a blowout bar is going to be one half of the building. And what we're going to do is it's just open seating to where you'll come in, there's a chair. I'm sure my dad will be in there too. So I don't want to say it's only for women, but you can get, your hair washed, blown out, styled. You can get your makeup done. There might be add-ons of like, scalp massages, something like that. But truly I wanted it to be, for around the working woman. You can come in, you can work, you can get your hair done, because especially with extensions, which you don't know what that is, but that's just hair. That's
I do too. Okay, how dare you think I don't?
Hey, listen, I'm proud of you.
I'm a Renaissance man.
Listen,
he does know a lot of different things that I'm shocked he knows.
I'm proud of you for that, because a lot of my dad would be like, "What, you put stuff in your hair?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I put hair on people's heads."
Yeah.
And so I don't really take a lot of cuts off. I'm putting it on for length styles and stuff, and so. That's really what we're going to do is we're going to be in there to style. You'll be able to come in. There'll be memberships. There'll be things that you'll be able to come, monthly do, or just like pop in and do. And that's something too that like as a stylist, I don't have time to take my regular clients to do just blowouts. So, and I think that's a lot of my colleagues too at every other salon. They're so booked and so busy, which is great, but you don't have time to get your regular clients back in.
Right.
So I want to take
So
care of their
it's
clients.
not like going to be a come in and cut your hair. It's not that type of thing.
No. So
it is just like if you want a quick, like you're going into an event or you just want your hair to look good, you can come in, get the blowout, maybe do your makeup.
Yep.
And
All
then
the
on my way.
Yep. In and out.
Looking gorgeous.
What is that? What kind of time does that take? I guess it depends on the
Probably
person.
depends on the person. Now, me personally, of course, this is what I do for a living. I'm way more style driven than cut and color. And a lot of girls in my industry are cut and color driven. And I'm more
no, I'm just more. I can cut and color, but I would rather style. So I could.
You are the zhuzher.
Yeah, I'm a zhuzher for sure. And
I'll explain that later.
Okay, all right.
So I basically, I could do a full blowout with extensions in probably 30, 45 minutes. A lot of.
That's quick.
It is, because it's a lot of hair. And you have your, and I'm picky. I'm very picky. And that's really the reason why I wanted to do this. I could not get a blowout that I loved. I want 80s hair volume. Like I want my volume to be like right next to the pearly gates.
Let me tell
So
you,
high.
I noticed that. Like when you first came over and you were going to do my hair, and I thought, she's gorgeous, but is she going to know how to do this hair? Because I want some body.
Yeah.
Didn't even say anything. I just let her do her thing. And I'm like, oh, this gives me 80s vibes. And of course, that was my high school time.
Listen, and if we had more time, it would have been, I would have had my blow dryer in there too. But in Cookeville
You did
lifestyle
great.
suits, we don't have that much time.
Right.
So,
But I was like, if she does this in this length of time, what can she do with me?
listen,
Everything.
There's so many possibilities. Come to the blowout bar, I'll show you.
Oh, definitely. I'm there.
Well, what do you got for the dudes? Anything?
It's real. I mean, honestly though,
Look at his hair. You can really do a lot with his hair.
Come in. You can get like a scalp massage. You can get a style. It's not going to be, it's not. There will be chairs that stylists rent out that will be around in the blowout bar. That will just be like a chair rental. That will be people like cutting hair. So like you can come in there and like you might have your stylist in there getting their hair cut, or them cutting your hair, or coloring your hair, whatever that may be, because there will be rentables too. So there's two parts of the building. One part's going to be salon suites, and then the other part's going to be the blowout bar. But there will be chairs. So there's suites on one side, but there will be a chair rental as well in the blowout bar.
You've really thought about this.
Oh, for 3 years. This is
So
my dream.
so you can come in and get your hair done. And then you can
Get a
come
style.
Get a style. And then you can come back if you've got a special occasion.
Get your hair and makeup done, prom, May Day, I mean, I feel like we have a gala every other week.
Boy, I
I'm
bet
like,
your prom
I'm
stuff's
stacked.
gonna be. Are you already?
Already stacked, yeah. So I close my books for weddings because I got a little burnout. But I was doing weddings, I was doing, 50, 60 weddings a year. And so,
Whoa.
yeah. And I just had Rocco. And my husband works on Saturdays. So then it's always someone has to watch Rocco. And then we really only get Sunday with him. So
And
I was
he's
like,
adorable.
thank you.
Such a cutie pie.
I mean, I'm partial. But he's my pride and joy. And that's really one of the reasons I want to provide, a workflow and be an example to other women that are becoming moms, that you can have a career, a very successful career, but also you can be a mom. You can do other things. You can be present. And I feel like my mom was, get the kids to school, come home, get supper on the table, and then you were in the bed. And that's what I remember, and my dad was, he was out fighting fires or running back in, and sleeping or doing another job because he worked several jobs. And so I feel like they were as present as they could be. But that, they provided a really great life for us.
Sure.
But that's one of the things is we just have so many tools as generationally we've changed. So I want to be able to take those tools that we have and use them and provide other women. I want to be a vessel for other women to be able to launch their careers. And that's really why I put suites in there, is I wanted to provide something that other women could be like, okay, I can do this.
Right.
And make them feel beautiful too. That's great. That's a wonderful gift that you're doing.
Well, thank you.
It really
I'm
is.
trying. I wanted something like that. I didn't have anything like that when I first started out, and I didn't want to. I'm not your typical hair girl. I didn't want. I went to school, but I did where I was I don't even remember what it was called, but I went in and a girl actually taught me, and that was part of my learning. But she taught me what she did. And so in that, I didn't learn everything that you would normally learn like at hair school.
Yeah, that's what I like about you, though. You really think outside the box, and it's different. You offer so many different
give me a
things.
bob, I'd be like, I can't. I'm
Yeah.
like Edward
Give me a bob.
Yeah, like give me a bob, give me a shack.
So many of the ladies are coming in for bobs these days.
Listen, the 80s haircut is coming back. I even kind of want to, cut my hair and layer it up. I'm like, it's coming back. They say that trends come back. I truly believe
Yeah.
that.
I think your hair could still pass for that time, though.
Oh, if I could have got more volume in it this morning.
Oh, she's got beautiful 80s hair, but like you still look modern.
Thank you.
I don't want to think that you look dated because you don't, but I
If you would've
mean,
said that, I would have taken it as a compliment.
the 80s, that's great.
I know. I look at my mom's photos on the wall and I'm like, how do you have that thin of hair and got that good a volume? I know. She's like,
Aquanet.
Aquanet, baby. Aquanet, yes.
And it would bead in our hair too. Like it was like, because
Yeah.
it was probably, and it would dry it out.
Well.
We had those spiral perms.
And you know what's crazy is nobody in my family was, hairstylist except for my grandma's sister. And so I have called her several times and been like, how do I get this type of volume? I had a client at the Grand Ole Opry and she was like, I want Dolly Parton hair. I was like, it's a wig, baby. Like, that's a wig. And like, they styled it and then they put it on her head. And
Yeah.
she's like, I don't care. I want it. And I'm like, okay. And I called my...
You're like, extensions, hello.
I called my Aunt Gail and I was like, how do I do that? And she was like, you got to get this comb and you got to just get the Aquanet.
Yeah, tease it to Jesus.
Jesus, Jesus, that's what we did too. And she literally messaged me later that night and she was like, what do I do? I was like, I don't know. We're getting the shower with conditioner. I don't really know.
I don't know how to reverse it,
I
honey.
can't reverse it. I just
do it.
I can make it happen, but you're on your own.
Yeah, you better figure that out.
Yeah.
Just Google it. You'll be fine.
We're talking to Emily Boucher, and it's Boucher, right?
you got it.
Okay. And bought the Borden's Jewelry building, which is an iconic building here in Cookeville, and opening up a new business called Poppy and Pearl. We'll talk to Emily a little bit more about that coming up here on Good Morning Cookeville. We're live from the Willow Window Studio. Be right back.
Join Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity for their Race to Build Hope 5K Run Walk, Saturday, March 29th at 8 a.m. at the Livingston Central Park. The race is supporting Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity's mission to build affordable homes and strengthen communities. So lace up and join the fun Saturday, March 29th at 8 a.m. at Livingston Central Park for Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity's Race to Build Hope 5K Run Walk. To register, visit uchabitat.org.
You've prolonged it enough. 1 year quickly turned into 2, 2 years into 10, and now you've lost track of how long it's been since you've seen the dentist.
A trip to the dental office can be a scary thing for many people, but there is help. Hi, I'm Dr. Sandy Hayes.
And I'm Dr. Kevin Hayes. At Hayes Family Dentistry, we're changing the way people think about going to the dentist. We use the latest advancements in dental technology, including sedation dentistry, which offers hope to people who fear going to the dentist, or patients who need to have a lot of dental work done in just fewer appointments.
With one little peel, you'll ease into a state of relaxation and all of your fears will melt away, allowing us to correct years of dental problems, often in just one visit.
For more information, call us at Hayes Family Dentistry, 931-526-1614. That's 931-526-1614, or visit hayesdentistry.com and find out how easy it is to have the smile you've always wanted.
If you have automotive needs, Dependable Auto Sales and Service, along with Colonial Automotive, would love to help you. Whether it's towing or service, body shop needs, are you ready for a new car? We have everything you need, including the financing, including the warranties. It doesn't matter what it is, DAS is on your side. Please come see us at 1575 Interstate Drive, right here in Cookeville, 931-526-7355. That's 931-526-7355, 24/7 at dasautosales.com.
Look, this country was founded on freedom. Freedom from a country that forced us to buy overpriced tea and then trying to blockade us when we dumped their tea into the ocean. How'd that work out? Well, it's time to throw your overpriced big wireless contract overboard as well. Pure Talk, a veteran-owned company, my cell phone company, says no to inflated prices. With a qualifying plan, you can choose an iPhone 14 or a Samsung Galaxy for $0. And yes, this is for premium service on America's most dependable 5G network. Get your iPhone 14, Samsung Galaxy, $0 qualifying plan by dialing pound 250. Say the keyword save now, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team will make the switch in as little as 10 minutes. No hassle, no gimmicks, just honest to goodness wireless price right. Pound 250, keyword save now, claim your new iPhone or Galaxy with a qualifying purchase from Pure Talk, which is America's wireless company. Visit puretalk.com for details.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. We're Jason and Sheila. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. 7:48 now.
We're excited to be talking to Emily Boucher. She is the new owner of Borden's Jewelry, and she is going to make it into Poppy. Was it Poppy and Pearl? That is the name of your business anyway. You've really been having that business. You just didn't have a brick and mortar.
Right. I've been mobile for quite some time.
And you actually work with a lot of the stars in Nashville.
I do.
So
I do. A lot of country music artists. I told Chelsea Dartez when we were doing a podcast over here that probably the most inconvenient time was when I had my son, and Nicole Kidman and Jelly Roll's team and Bunny reached out, and I had to decline them because I was like about to have a baby in 2 days, and I couldn't sit to drive to go do it. And so I was like, it was really inconvenient, but I was like, I'm having a baby. So
having a baby, can't make it.
They were like, oh my goodness, well, we thought you'd been working this whole time. We didn't know you were pregnant. And I was like, well, I worked up until the day I had him. So the day before I had him on Monday, I worked up until Sunday night. But
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So how did you get so well known in Nashville?
So I worked in a couple of salons up there, and I figured out that styling was where I wanted to be. Styling, and a lot of stylists, I've said before that cut and color driven, and like your normal stylist might not be the one that gets your kids prom hair ready. You might go to somebody else, or they might, your facial girl might not be the one that does your makeup. So I wanted to be that person that brought that and bridged those gaps together. And so whenever I started to figure out what I wanted to do, I was like, okay, and I loved styling. So when I was working in Nashville, I worked at a salon, and I was doing all of like the extensions and blowouts and styles of like getting the clients ready to leave, and they were just kind of like, oh, I love it, I want to come back and just get a blowout. And then I actually had a a really good friend that she hooked me up with Brittany Aldean, and Brittany Aldean really kind of spread the word, and it was word of mouth. And then it was, after that it was, Summer Party, it was Luke Combs, and then I've done, Florida Georgia Line, several very heavy hitters in the country music world, and they've all been fabulous to work with. I travel with them, I've been on tour with them, I've done so many things in just a short amount of time. But
and then you come back to your hometown of Cookeville, because you were born and raised here, and you know how special the Borden Jewelry building is. Just the business was over 100 years old.
Oh yeah.
So you got that building. So can you tell us the story of that, and then what's going to be the future?
Everybody's going to, I don't know if you would want to take business advice from me after you hear this story, but it's, we're going to make it into something. So I actually was under contract on another building, me and my real estate agent, Sabrina Brazel. She's been through the ringer with me, and we've been finding the perfect one. I've waited 3 years. So I found it. We went under contract in August, and then it got pushed into probate court. So August till January, and I called her and I was like, hey, like, I think I might bid on Borden's Jewelry. And she was like, do it. I was like, will I be in trouble? Like, can I get out of this other building? She was like, oh, you're fine. Yeah. I mean, we're in probate. Like, this isn't our fault. And I said, okay. I said, well, I might bid. I don't know. I might, And she said,
I'm just going to jump in because I want that building.
So the bidding ended at 10. I got on at 9:30, created an account. I called my brother, who is also my business partner in our construction company, and I said, hey, I think I might bid on Borden's Jewelry. And he was like, huh? I said, I need you to come up here to the salon, because I was working. And he said, okay. So I came up there. We were bidding. Me and my client were sitting there. I was handing her the phone. I was doing hair. And, she was with it. And all my clients are like that. I have a really great group of clients.
That's great.
And so I needed to focus on her. I was sewing in her extensions, and I handed the phone to my brother, and I was like, hey, watch this. Like, I put in a max bid, but like, keep bidding. And they were bidding by the hundreds. And I was like, just like, let's weed some people out. Go up by 50,000. And he was like, okay. And so we went up, and then the next thing I know, I'm sitting here, and he was like, I think you won.
My gosh.
This was like at 9:45, and then we're in like 10:15, and I was like, so this happened in like a span of 30 minutes. I said, huh? And he said, I think you won. And I was like, no way. I became.
And then you're like, what have I done?
So you accidentally bought the Borden's Jewelry building.
Well, no, I had all intentions of buying it. I just never thought I had a chance.
Right. Okay.
Like, I mean, I was just this little old girl that like had a dream, and I was like, oh, it's, very clear what we bought it for. It was $565, and then, there were fees on top of that. But like for that much for that building was, I mean, I thought I stole it.
Well, no, you know what? That does sound like a great deal.
It is. I mean, I got 4,000 square feet.
That and it's an iconic
It is
building.
iconic downtown. It's
great location,
historical, right in between the west side and downtown Cookeville. You're in the heart.
Well, with it being historical, and I imagine it's part of the historical society, maybe. What does that allow you to do with the outside versus what you're allowed to do with the inside of the buildings? I know there's probably some.
There are some rules and regulations. It's not truly deemed a historical building.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in the process of doing that. I'm working with Cityscape.
Great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm working with a lot of really great people to help me preserve that. And that was the one thing I told Miss Faye when I bought it. She was like, "Are you going to knock this down and build apartments?" And I said, "Absolutely not." And I said, and I think there were like tears in her eyes when I told her my plan. And that was one thing that like really gave me peace about this building is, this building was truly meant to be. Like I remember, logging on and I put my name in there and I was like, I bid or not bid, but I put in offers on so many places that I've just been shut down. And, I decided I'm just going to go for it. And I had to have my brother call my husband. He had no clue I even bid. Like, he had no clue.
You're like, brother, will you call him? Because I don't want to talk to my husband right now.
I couldn't even speak. And I had my clients knew Sam Tays because it was at auction. And she called him and he was like, yeah, she got it. And I couldn't even speak to him. I was like, are you kidding me?
But then you realize your dreams are coming true too. And at a building that is so iconic.
Truly. And we've been in there and I've looked, there's nothing I'm doing to the outside, maybe some new fresh paint, but and on the inside,
Well, needs that.
Inside, I love the character. I love the exposed brick. I've loved the, industrial look. You got two different buildings too. So you have the side that's, built in 1935. It has an original 1935 hardwood with Cookeville planing mill stamped on the hardwood.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
So like, I'm not touching those.
No.
Those might be sanded down because there was like some marks and stuff but true still hardwood will stay.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, it's just concrete. So we're just going to epoxy over that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, there's from where they built on, they actually put an archway in there. And so I'm going to keep that brick wall in between and nothing structurally is going to be done. And it's a lot of people kind of said like, oh, it needs a lot of work. And we've got it. We started like getting in there Friday night when we got the keys on Friday. And I mean, I probably stayed there all day Friday, just was like, what am I doing? And just sitting in lawn chairs. We found 2 lawn chairs. And we sat in some lawn chairs, but there was a lot of stuff that stayed and that I'm still going to use. And that's from the 80s. And I love it because I think it just gives it more character.
Absolutely.
And it was like I inherited it with the building.
I was wondering too, I know that the windows still say Borden's Jewelry. Are you going to keep that? Because I know you need the name of your business there too. But
only one side says Borden.
Okay.
And so, that I think that's original paint. Like it wasn't a sticker or nothing. It's original paint.
Yeah, it's paint.
There's some paint that needs to be like taken down and touched up. And so I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to put mine in the other window because no matter how long this will be Poppy and Pearl, it will always be Borden's Jewelry.
Right.
they're always going to go, it's the old Borden Jewelry building.
Listen, I still call CPAC the Drama Center.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still the Drama Center.
Yeah, and I think and you know what? I'm okay with that because it's such an iconic place in Cookeville that I am blessed to, just kind of in awe that I was able to inherit something that, is so iconic.
Yeah.
So when I put Poppy and Pearl in there, and Poppy is after my grandpa, Popcorn. His nickname was Popcorn, and then Pearl was after my great grandma.
Oh, I did not realize that. That's even sweeter.
Yeah. So, and I wanted to shorten it down because it's kind of a mouthful, but then I was like, no, it's just gonna be Poppy and Pearl.
What's the mouthful? But it goes.
Well, it sounds
together.
like I just thought you had that name picked because it sounded like a great Southern name.
I mean,
it's a true Southern name with
if I
her.
ever had twins, I'd name the girls Poppy and Pearl.
Oh yeah.
But I think I'm gonna be a boy mom for forever.
I love it. Boy mom.
Yeah.
Rocco.
Rocco. That's a great name too. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and my dad kind of was everybody was hesitant once I said Rocco, but if you know me, I'm
But
gaudy.
he acts like a Rocco, doesn't he? I've seen your little videos.
I'm gaudy. I'm bougie. I'm all the stuff.
And he's wild.
Everything I love.
Yeah, and he goes everywhere with me. Like I went back to work at 2 weeks because the Grammys came up and I had to go. Like if you don't go, your clients will find somebody else. And that's
You don't
just
want
my
that.
industry. And so I'd already said like, hey, I'll go. And so we were flying to Vegas and Texas and doing all these things. And I, was back on tour and So a lot of the things were, he had to go with me. And so he was at the salon with me. I just strapped him to my chest, and, Mama was doing blowouts and color, and he was just sitting there staring at you, So, and that's where I want to make it. I want to make, you can have a career and kids too.
Yeah.
This isn't the end of the world. So
I love it. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations.
Talking to Emily Boucher, the owner now of the Borden's Jewelry building, new business going in, Poppy and Pearl. It's going to be all about your hair and your makeup and looking pretty and all that stuff. When do you have a ETA on when it's going to open?
Well, we really didn't know when it was going to, what we were going to be get into once we got in there. Because it is, it's an older building, and we wanted to cherish everything we could. So we hope that we'll be open in about 3 months. So
that's pretty quick.
Oh, yeah, we're quick.
Well, thank you so much for being here this morning. We really do appreciate it. Can't wait for you to get open. I may go get a blowout.
Hey, come on over. We'll treat you.
I may do it. Who we got tomorrow, Sheila?
It's Riley Sandlin. She is from Sparta. She is with Terra Skin Products, and we'll talk to her tomorrow about her business.
Awesome. That's tomorrow here on Good Morning Cookeville. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Bye.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub. Good Morning Cookeville, W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400,